Hi, my name is Marleah Knights, and this is a PSA from a PSA. Over the years, attending a university has become the norm for high school graduates, and that is very understandable. College is a time to explore one's passions and interests, to try new things, and even to travel to new places. With this in mind, it is no wonder that, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 2 in 3 high school graduates attend university. Since college education is clearly important to most individuals, it would make sense that everyone be given a fair chance to succeed, right? Well, that's not always reality. Although you might think that college education is equal for everyone, that isn't always the case. Take Yale, for example. During a survey conducted by Yale Daily News, 54% of African American respondents said they had been racially discriminated against while on Yale's campus. 40% of all respondents said they had been discriminated against in Yale's classrooms. And there are similar stories on campuses across the U.S. WVU is trying to change that. Through the WVU Office of Safety and Wellness, as well as the Division for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, there are 3 critical pieces of legislation that promote well-being and equal education for all minority groups. First is the Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This law states that no person can be excluded from any activity or program receiving federal financial assistance based on nationality, race, or ethnicity. This applies to any agencies or institutions from the Department of Education. Title VI protects your right to attend the public school system, colleges and universities, libraries, and museums. Furthermore, programs that rely on the DOE funding cannot discriminate based on race. These programs might include admissions, financial aid, classroom assignments, and even student housing. If you think you have observed a case of discrimination based on race or ethnicity, report it to the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at 304-293-5600. The second piece of legislation that is very important for college students is Title IX. During your time on campus, you have probably heard mentions of Title IX in your classrooms or extracurricular activities. Perhaps you have even received Title IX training. The Title IX prohibits many crimes from taking place on campus. These include sex-based violence and broader sex or gender-based discrimination, which encompasses stalking, domestic violence, bullying, and sexual misconduct. Title IX protects students as well as faculty and staff. Under Title IX, when an incident of sex-based violence or discrimination occurs, appropriate and fast action must be taken to prevent the continuation of the incidents. In the event of more serious proceedings under Title IX, WVU can help the victim change housing assignments, classrooms, and can even provide academic leniency in order to ensure that the incidents do not prevent the victim from receiving a good education. If you think you have observed a case of sex or gender-based harassment, report it to the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. The third piece of legislation is the Americans with Disabilities Act. The ADA bans discrimination based on disability in employment, accommodations, and public services. Under the ADA, West Virginia University has a responsibility to ensure that all programs are accessible to all students. This includes making sure that all buildings are accessible, that all transportation is accessible, and that appropriate accommodations are enforced. Accommodations can range from single-person room assignments, receiving a permit for a service animal, to having more time to complete an exam. If you think that you may qualify for an accommodation, you can contact Accessibility Services at 304-293-6700. And of course, if you think you have observed a violation of the ADA, be sure to report it to Accessibility Services or the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It is really important to address discrimination on campus as you see it. Many minority groups already face difficulties feeling comfortable and confident in spaces of higher academia. Here at West Virginia University, we are a family of mountaineers. Therefore, Everyone must play a role in preventing discrimination as it happens. To borrow a popular U.S. government saying, if you see something, say something. And together, we can make our campus a better place for every mountaineer. Thanks for listening to this PSA from a PSA.